Hi everybody. Today I have a box that I made with one of the new bundles that you could buy yesterday. That's in the new mini catalog that lasts until June. And it is the Always in My Heart stamp set and floral dies. Okay, I used this die to cut out two types of paper. I used it to cut out Blushing Bride, and for the Blushing Bride, we're using the middle heart, and this I can use on another project. And I used the Love You Always foil sheets. This one I believe is the Blushing Bride one. It comes in Blushing Bride, Rococo Rose. Let's see. I'm thinking of the Love You Always specialty DSP. Comes in Rococo Rose, Blushing Bride, and Sahara Sand. But now I'm doubting myself on this. Yeah, this comes in, I guess it's just Rococo Rose and Blushing Bride. Oh, and silver, unless that's the back of one. Nope, silver. Okay. Okie dokie. So, out of that, I cut the same thing. And I'm going to be using this heart with this inside heart with the foil outer heart. And I'll use this for different projects. Okay, and this die has a lot of little bitty pieces, so you can use the die brush tip that comes with two pads, and it's an accessory to the Take Your Pick tool. So you would take off one of these and put the brush in, and they give you two pads, and the tip for that is to not roll it on the foil. Flip it over and roll it on the back. Okay, but I don't have that one. I have a really old one that I didn't want to use on this. So I just took my Take Your Pick tool and I poked it out like that. It took me a long time. It would be much faster with the other tools. Okay. So let me just go over it again. It's Always in My Heart stamp set, which is the sentiment. Floral Heart dies, which is this and this. Love You Always specialty DSP, which is what I made the top out of. And Love You Always foil sheets, which is this, and the Blushing Bride cardstock. These are also new, the Opal rounds. All right, so we're going to start with the bottom. And for the bottom piece, I'm using Blushing Bride, and it is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. And thank you very much, Tina, who ordered from me yesterday. I appreciate your business. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is score on at 1 3/4 on all four sides. Okay, and that's it for the bottom. Now for the top, oh goodness, I cut two. Isn't that funny? I thought I didn't have it and I cut another one. All right. This is just a hair under 6 3/4 on both sides. So it's, I don't even know what that is. Let's see. 6 3/4. It's not 6 7/8. I mean, it's not 6 5/8. It's in between. It's not even in between. It's just, so that I could see the line, I just moved it back just a little, because the top has to be a tiny bit bigger or else it will flex here. Sorry, I'm not in. It will push in on the sides because it'll buckle. That's the word I was looking for, buckle. Okay, so we need to score this at 1 inch all around. Just keep going around on a 1/4 turn until you get finished. start with the bottom again, and I'm just going to fold and burnish. Now we're gonna work always in the bottom right corner. Okay, so we're going to cut just inside the score line, and we're going to keep this middle rectangle straight and just wedge a little bit off the square piece. Okay, then we're going to turn it a quarter turn and do the same thing, and we're going to do this all the way around. Just remember, rectangle straight, wedge the squares. Okie dokie. All right, so then we're going to just put some tear and tape on. So I flip it over to the outside of the box, and I'm going to put a piece all the way up next to the score line and a piece at the end. And what that does is that on the inside, it keeps, if you put just at the score line, this will flip around when you're putting things in the box. So I do it on both sides. And we're going to do that all the way around again. Okay, I got my take your pick tool, and I'm going to take the tape off of one side, so it makes it easier if you do two squares at a time. Okay, and we're just going to take this line and make it flush with this line. Okay, and the same on all four corners. Okay. Okay, and that's the bottom of the box. All right, now for the top, we're going to fold and burnish this and do the same exact thing, just in a little bit smaller size. And I don't press as hard when I burnish these because it's specialty paper and I don't want the foil to crack. It doesn't usually, but if I'm a little too aggressive, that will happen sometimes to me. Okay. All right, and then just start in the bottom right-hand corner again. Keep the rectangle straight and wedge the square. Just turn it a quarter turn and go all the way around. Okay, and then we get our tear and tape again and do the same thing. Put one up by the score line and one at the edge. And again, we're going to take this line here and make it flush with this line. Okay. And just go all the way around. It would be good to take the tear and tape off all of the sides at once so you don't have to struggle because you can't really put it down. But I tend to get it stuck on the pad, on my pad, so I don't do that. Alrighty, and what I put in mine was a scarf. I just folded it up nice, and it fit in there nicely, but you could put a lot of things. There's even room for probably 2 scarves in here or a much bigger one. See, and it goes over. It's not too loose, but it does not make any of the edges bow in. Okay? That over there. Alrighty, now we need some more paper. Okay, out of the foil paper, I cut a piece that is 4 by 4, and we're going to put that right up here, center it right on the top of the box, and then a piece of Blushing Bride that is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Just like that. Okay, but first let's attach what we need to attach. Okay. Now, to get this onto the Blushing Bride piece is a bit of a trick. I use my silicone mat, and I have these sponges someplace, and over the Christmas week I rearranged my little corner and I can't find where I put these. So I'm going to have to just use a cheap sponge because I don't want to mistakenly get that color on it, just in case. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it upside down on the silicone mat, and we're going to squirt out a bunch of glue. And I'm just going to take my sponge and just push it. Try not to move your heart because then it will go into where some of this glue is on the mat. I'm just going to put my finger in the glue there. And then this helps. You could just put little dots of glue all over. Ooh, I just missed a piece here that's supposed to come out. There we go. And then you just wash your silicone mat off afterwards. You could use a baby wipe for now. And then we're just going to put it nicely on this best we can. It's off. Darn. Okay, and then I'm just going to put a block on that for a minute to dry. Okay, while we're waiting for that to dry, I have from, I can't remember the name of these things yet. Always in My Heart stamp set. The sentiment that says, you are always in my heart. And some Memento Black, Tuxedo Black ink. And if you have the, from one of the paper pumpkins, if you have the black archival ink, then you can use that too. Great. Okay. Alrighty, and this should be good now. Yeah, see how flat that is now? Okay. And this way, I tend to, if I put it on with the dots, I tend to smear a little on the front, and it just does not come off nicely. It looks kind of bad. All right, so now I need some seal. And I'm going to attach this to the foil paper. And you could do this for this too. Alrighty. And then we're going to attach this with seal. And I'll put one in the middle just in case. Alright, and then just try to get this centered. Alright, and then we need some dimensionals. And I'm going to pop it right in the middle. What I do is I make sure that the point is right, and then I can just lay it down. Okay, and for the final touch is the Opal rounds. This is a new product also. They're they're opal color, but they're kind of, I almost see glitter in there. Can you see? I don't know if you could see. It looks like it's like that, actually that snow. Little bits like that in there, but tiny, tiny. Alrighty, and I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool again. And I'm going to put a big one on the top. Nope, I never have much luck with that side when it comes to these beads. I'm just going to put one right up there. And then two small ones on the other side on the bottom. And that's our project for today. I hope you enjoyed this. And all of these projects were available on January 5th, so you can buy them right now. Thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the like button if you like this project. And if you would like to purchase any of these supplies, you can chat with me at the address at the top of the screen. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time you spend watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.